My Live with Glenna.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on. You made that. And today I've got Glenna here because we're talking about planners. We're talking about diamond painting. We're talking about it's the middle of January and perhaps planning hasn't gone the way you would wish. Raise your hand if that's been you. What's going on with motivation? Like, I blame the snow and the cold. I just want to be warm and do cozy things, and I don't want to do the things I need to do. So my to-do list that I was so faithful with on my bullet journal as part of my planner, haven't even done it for this year yet because I just want to do what I want to do. I want to crochet, or I want to do diamond painting, or whatever. Glenna, what can you say about that?
Okay, I will tell you first that this is such a common issue right now. I have so many friends, so many customers who are in this situation.
Okay.
And I was there too, mostly for health reasons, but also because the holidays were so busy and ours was kind of spread out over several weeks. And so I felt like Christmas wasn't really over until like January 8th or something.
True.
And so then it's, take down all the Christmas and everything. But so many people have had just trials, just really difficult things going on, and they've had a hard time getting motivated. So I have been trying to help them, and I had to help myself first. So some of the things that I have done may sound a little minimal or silly or ridiculous, or that doesn't make sense, but it's what worked for me, and it's things that have helped other people too. And a lot of it is just taking care of yourself and whatever that looks like. So the first thing that I would encourage you to do is pick one thing on that to-do list and do it.
Oh.
Just one, because usually you will find that once you start going and you get that one thing done, then you're a little bit more motivated, and you'll go, okay, well, I got that done, and it really only took me 5 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever it was. Now I want to go on and do this. And you like making those check marks. So just getting that momentum, getting the ball rolling is super, super helpful to help you keep going to the next thing. So in my coaching sessions with people, and in the coaching group that I am a part of and have a coach with, the thing that we end our session with is, what is the one thing that you're going to do that you got from this session? So for everyone who's watching, I just want you to pick one thing, post it in the comments if you are comfortable with that, and tell us what that one thing is going to be that you're going to do. Because if you have some accountability and you've said, I'm going to do this, you're a lot more likely to do it. So that would be number one. And then the other thing is, look at things that for you are self-care. So Tina and I both love to craft, and we found a new craft. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. One of the things for me is music. I love praise music. And a lot of times I will put my AirPods in and turn it on my phone and crank it up and, clean or do whatever. So crank up your favorite music, whatever that is, just to kind of lift your mood. That has really been beneficial to me. You're not going to like me for this one possibly, but make yourself go to the gym or exercise in some form or fashion. I know for me, that's a struggle to make myself go to the gym. I know a lot of people start the year January 1st. Oh yes, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to exercise. We all usually set big health goals, but sometimes we fizzle after a day or two even, or a week or two. So determine how many times a week you're going to do that, and don't make it 7. Start small. and determine my number is 4. So I want to go to the gym 4 times a week. And in all honesty, the first week of January and even into the second week, I didn't do that because I wasn't feeling well. But I'm back on track with that. And it makes such a difference to just make myself go. Thankfully, my husband loves going to the gym. So I just go along with him, and then that makes it a little bit easier. But I think exercise is so important, and we don't realize how much that helps us feel better in all the other areas. This is another one. This may sound corny, but to me, if I do not take my supplements, I do not feel my best. And it makes such a difference to do that. If there's something that mine are recommended by my doctor, they are things that she's told me to take. And sometimes in the morning I'm great, but then I forget the ones during the day, and then I get really sleepy in the afternoon and I'm not motivated. And so I have to remind myself to do that. So if there is something that if you have some kind of a healthy drink that you drink, a lot of people like green juice or herbal tea or whatever it might be, just treat yourself to something like that, or make yourself go ahead and do that. The other thing, you guys are going to think this is really not fun, but the other thing is nutrition, because if anyone else I still have stocking candy in the kitchen, and trying to resist it. So I had been really good about not having sodas over the holidays. I started having sodas again. So I've had to go back to, I'm not completely eliminating them. So don't try to set this huge goal again. Like, don't say you're going to the gym 7 days a week. Don't say I'm not going to have any of such and such. Just limit yourself to 1 treat a week or 2 or whatever that might be, so that you're cutting back slowly instead of just, I'm not going to have anything, because that makes it where you feel deprived, and it's a lot harder to stick to, at least for me. And when you do have that 1 or 2 days that you're allowing yourself that treat, it is a treat then. And it's just, okay, I am going to have my soda on Friday afternoon, and that sort of thing. So it's kind of a little reward. A couple of other things are, and Tina, I know you have someone who you've had on before that makes amazing candles. If you use candles or essential oils in a diffuser, light the candle, take a hot soak in the tub, read a book, whatever it is that is self-care to you, that is relaxing. I think that's important right now too, because we can be really hard on ourselves when we're not achieving the things that we would like to. So that's my list.
That's good.
And
I like the idea of, okay, so before on my bullet journal, I had like 4 or 5 things, and so when I look at, I'm not making my little to-do list, I'm thinking of 4 or 5 things. And I like your idea of just put 1, you know what? And if you get that 1 done, write another one, and so forget the 4 things, just put 1, because, it's a tough time of year.
yes,
Like you said, and we're going to have to start getting our tax stuff ready and all that coming.
yes.
But, like you said, the holidays, they were kind of drawn out for me too. And then it was taking everything down. And so now there's a bunch of snow and it's really cold. And so it's like, ew, but there are things that you need to do. And like you said, the gym, and I haven't been there because I don't want to drive in the bad roads, but it's not that far. So, but 1 day a week, just start with 1 day a week. And yeah, so those are good tips.
Another thing that's really helpful when you were talking about the list and writing down one thing, if you have a master kind of a brain dump list where you write everything that's going through your mind that you need to do, it might be something that you don't need to do for another month. But if you just write all those things down and get them out of your brain onto paper, and then in your planner, you pick 3 or 4 of those, or just that one thing that's on that list, the one that bugs you the most, pick that one and write that on your list for the day. And then if you did that and you want to do something else, you can go back to this list. So if it's not over here, so you've got this whole long list that's overwhelming, it's kind of on the side. So I like, I just had it out a moment ago. We have this make a list little notepad. And so that's what I'm using this for. And then I can pick from that and put an item in my planner. And then it's not as overwhelming, but you haven't forgotten about those things and you've gotten them out of your brain onto paper so that they're not kind of weighing on your mind. So that's another helpful way to do that.
That's good too, because oftentimes they're all just like noodly up in our head, and then getting them on paper, and it might not even be like, oh, is that all? But because they're all jumbled up in our brains, it seems overwhelming or like a lot. But then writing them out, it's like, that's not so bad.
That's very true. Very true.
All right. Well, I've still got some inserts that I need for my planner for 2024, because again, I've been putting that off. But I've also been like kind of finishing my holiday and gift buying ones, and then I put those away so I can look back at them next year, well, this year, toward the end of the year. But so I've been making my planner smaller by taking out those inserts. And now it's like, okay, but it's not going to stay this small because there's a few more I want to add in. So,
yeah. That's awesome. I love that.
That's on my list. Okay. Should we move on to stress and crafting? Because I have a story.
Yes, we should.
Okay. So over the holidays, Christmas time, Glenna sends me a picture of her and her girls, and they are doing diamond painting. And she said, Tina, I think you would really like this. So I thought, well, it looks like fun with you and the girls, of course. So I looked at YouTube, I looked at some videos, diamond painting, what's it all about? And then Josh and Lindsay came to visit. And I said, Lindsay, have you ever heard about diamond painting? She goes, yeah, I've been looking at some of them online, but I kind of put them off to the side. I want the national park ones. And she goes, I just put them off to the side. So they were here for my birthday. And Glenna says, Tina, watch your front door for a birthday surprise. And I was like, is she in town? What's going on? So Amazon comes over and they delivered 2 boxes. And the first one I opened had this container with all these little ones in it. And I was like, why would she send me empty containers? And I'm like, oh no, she did it. She got me hooked and she sent me a diamond painting. So then I opened the next one and let's see how it looks. So it says, be still and know that I am God. And then you peel back the plastic and there's the adhesive and there's my jewels. I've been working on the top. So Josh and Lindsay are here and Josh is like, what's that? And Lindsay's like, I've been wanting to do this. So the 3 of us just kind of passed it around. we'd work on a color and then pass it to the right and we'd all take a turn. And now that they're not here, it's all me, but I don't mind and I'm working on it. So thank you. Glenna has a way of getting me into whatever she's into. I resist planning, whatever. I'm not going to do planning. Then I do a video with her, and Fred even says, wow, those planners are really nice. And now I'm in. He's in. I mean, now diamond painting, whatever Glenna does. I do.
Well, the thing that I love about this, and there's also another backstory, because for those of you who have watched Tina and I on before, we might have shared this story, but the way that we met was through my daughter-in-law, because Tina was friends with her. Well, my daughter-in-law is the one who got me the diamond painting, she and my son, for Christmas. And so I got Tina one, and I got someone else one, and then we had a young couple come over, and the wife got one. So it's kind of become a little bit contagious, but it's one of those things. If you followed me for very long, you know that I used to have Crafts by Glenna, and I've been a crafter for years. And I love this because I don't have to do it as a business, but it's so relaxing. So the one that I got for Christmas, I did finish it,
Oh,
and it looks like
wow.
this. And I absolutely love it. It's so
Wow.
pretty. I do need to figure out how I'm going to frame it. I bought a frame, kind of a poster frame, and I'm going to play with that. But that is the first one that I completed. And I kind of got addicted. So I bought a kit, and it was really large. And I got it home, and I thought, oh wow, this is big. This is going to take a long time. And then I saw another one. The first kit that I got was from Amazon, or that I got as a gift. They got from Amazon. The second one I got at Michael's or Joann's. I don't remember. And I don't know if I can even get this all on the screen, but it's the Grand Canyon. And if you
Wow.
guys know me at all, you know that I love to travel. And we have been to the Grand Canyon. It's huge. And I've just got one little corner. I'm not sure if it will even show up in the screen, but I've got one. Oh, you can see how it sparkles. I just think it's so beautiful. So I've got one little corner of that done. But then I was at Walmart, and I won't say what this is for because I'll spoil a surprise, but I found they come with a plastic cover, so I'm trying not to be super noisy with these plastic covers, but I found this sunflower one, and it has
Wow.
3 sunflowers on it. And so I have finished the first one, and I don't know if it will show up, but there's kind of a sparkle on this outside part that's really pretty. So if you have not tried diamond painting and you're looking for something that's relaxing, it's one of those things that you can sit down and work on for 5 minutes. And I did get the little cases, like I got Tina, and most of them come with labels that you can, and the cases come with labels. I just got these off of Amazon. And so you can label it because there's a key on the side of each one, and it tells you what they call them drills, the little beads, what color matches what symbol. And Tina, I know you have lots and lots of crafters that follow you, and some of these use the DMC codes that you would use for cross stitching. So we may develop that little idea a bit further in the future. We've already been chatting about that.
It is.
So
Yeah.
it's very it is addictive, I'm going to say, and it's so relaxing. I love to do it at night before I go to bed and just work on it for a little while. We were just discussing before we came on. We both do the same thing. You'll start doing a few colors, and then you're like, oh, I'll just do one more set of if it has a symbol, the little triangle. So then you do the triangle, and then you're like, oh, wait, there are only a few circles. I'll do the circles next. So then you end up working for, an hour instead of 15 minutes, but it is very relaxing. So if you have not tried diamond painting, I highly encourage it as a way to relax.
Yeah, I had someone, I think it was 6 months ago, they said, "Hey, Tina," a friend of mine, "can you do a tutorial on diamond painting?" And I was like, "What? I don't even know what that is. How can I do a tutorial on it? I don't know what that is." And I resisted, and then Glenna sends me a birthday, and here it is. What I'm finding, though, okay, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. It's kind of like paint by numbers. And so, like with a jigsaw puzzle, people do the puzzle and they leave it up. Oh, look. Well, some people will put, glue and put it up on the wall, but mostly you break it up, put it back in the box, and get out another puzzle. what I'm finding, and I had to ask Glenn about this too, because on YouTube, people talk about they're all done, but they don't frame it. They'll just store it under their bed and get another one. So it's the process. It might not be home decor, but it's the process of doing it that people really enjoy it. I was shocked. I was like, really? That's what most people do, is put it under their bed and buy another one? So that's an option. But I mean, I plan on finishing this one so I can hang it. And so I'm waiting to see what you do, Glenna, for how you have to put something over it. And they said don't put Mod Podge. But and then I'm waiting to see how you're going to frame it.
I bought this. I just got it off of Amazon. I haven't tried it yet, but that's what I'm planning to seal it with. And I did look at frames. The thing about the frames was they were like $20 to $35. So I wasn't really wanting to spend that much. Plus, I want my frames to be lightweight. So I did buy some little strips that you put around posters, and they're plastic so they can be cut. So with this one, I'm going to try that. And it has little tabs where you could hang it. And you do have to cut the edges off to fit. So I'm going to try that. And then if it doesn't work, then I'll get a frame. But
okay,
I think it's just a fun thing to do. And I also want to hang mine. One of the things that I have heard that you can do is you can take a photograph and have someone custom make a diamond painting kit for you.
Wow.
So this would make a great gift, even if it's not your style, or if it's not something that you want in your home, or you don't want to put them in a file and just, keep them stored away. You could these would make really meaningful gifts. So someone, just to keep gifts confidential, I won't say who, but they were going to take a family photograph and have it made into a diamond painting, and then complete the diamond painting as a gift for one of their parents. And I thought that was so neat. So
wow.
If you want something meaningful to do and you don't want to hang it on your wall, that's another option. So as we learn more, we will share with you.
Yeah, there's a lot to know. I mean, I'm just using the supplies that came from the kit, but I'm finding there's so many more that it's like, oh, I like this little pen, and I like the pen thing, and the wax, and
yes. And I will say, because we are downsizing, I am trying to keep my craft supplies at a minimum. But you go in the store and you see all these cute little things and you think, oh, well, I should buy this. So I bought this little lighted, this is what you pick the drills up with to put them on your diamond painting. And it's got a light to it, which in concept is pretty nice, because some of them, if it's a darker color, it's a little bit harder to read the symbol. But in all honesty, I prefer the little plastic, inexpensive one that came with the kit. It seems to work a lot better for me. Also, you're supposed to be able to put multiple drills on at a time. I can't ever get them straight. So, and I'm pretty OCD about things like that. So I just put one on at a time, and I'm doing it for relaxation. So the other thing I've discovered is the kit came with some blue adhesive, and this little cute little thing here came with the blue adhesive and the metal deal. I find that the red works better.
Oh.
And again, I'm not an expert at this by any stretch of the imagination, but I just have tried both, and this one works much better than the blue. So it doesn't take a lot of supplies. You don't have to buy all these other things that you see if you don't want them. The one thing that I did buy that I like, which actually rolled onto the floor, is I got a roller. And that way you can press down the drills so that you make sure that they're adhered all the way, because the surfaces got an adhesive on it, and you put the drills on there and they stick to the adhesive. But this way you can make sure that they're firmly on there. So I do like the little roller that I got.
That's
So
cool. Yeah, I've got one of those in one of the craft bins behind me. So I'll have to do that. Right now, I just put the plastic on and I just press it because it feels good. But I should do a short little video of just, the supplies that come in a kit and then the things
mhm.
that you would order because these are kind of crucial. Otherwise, a
Yes.
baggie? I mean, they come with baggies, but no, baggies.
Yes. I actually brought some in here to show, and I forgot. So they come in bags like this, and they are perforated in between, and they're marked with the color. But once you cut these open, they spill everywhere.
Yeah.
And some kits do come with Ziploc bags and some don't. So that was driving me crazy because, for one thing, it didn't come with enough Ziploc bags for all of the drills. And it was so hard to remember which one was which color. And you would be surprised. You can see two together and they look identical, but there's just a subtle difference and you can't tell until you get it on the project. So I love the little cases because you can mark it. And like since I have 3 projects going, I put a label on this one to know that this is for the sunflowers. And it's such a time saver. I love these. And if you open it up, these are my labels and they just open like this. And so you can just pour out what you need onto they have a little tray that comes with it. And so you just pour those on there. And so to me, this is almost a necessity. Like you said, it just makes it so much easier than having to deal with the little bags. So
yeah, and you got these from Amazon. It says Mr. Penn with a little mustache. So that's the brand, and highly recommend if you gift these to a friend, have them open those too. And yes, we got a comment. It's all about the organization. Exactly.
that is true. And the thing I love is it doesn't take that much.
No.
They call it kitting when you take the kit and you put it in the little containers. And it takes like 30 minutes and then you're set and you can work on your project whenever you want. And I always keep the little pocket open of the one I'm working on, because if you get up and get distracted and you've got some drills pulled in your little tray, you might not remember which symbol you're working on. So
yeah.
So I keep mine open while I'm working so that I remember that that's the symbol that I'm working on. So just a little tip there.
We didn't want to do that when I was working with Josh and Lindsay because we were afraid somebody's going to knock the container over. But that's what I do now that I'm by myself. But I've thought about having a little piece of paper so I can put, J, because otherwise, even the container, I don't know. I'm like, where did I leave off? So heard that. There's probably something for that. I don't know, but yeah. So planning and painting and planning. And if whatever your self-care is, whether it's do a jigsaw puzzle or, diamond painting, knitting, crocheting, I've been doing a lot of that too. It's okay. Give yourself a break. It's January. It's cold everywhere. And yeah, the other things, they'll get done one at a time. So sorry.
They will. And
okay.
make that brain dump list and pick one thing and go get it done.
Yeah. All right. So that's our advice for our live today. Thank you, Glenna, for hopping on with me.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'll put links in the description to things, the Tula 12 planners, and if I can find the Mr. Penn containers, and Glenna's website and stuff. So if you want to hop on the fun. Join us. All things planning and painting and any other craft that Glenna gets me into. All right. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.